Díogwit agus fáilte arás. In this video we're going to look at 10 Irish words that are easy to remember if you're a native English speaker. If you want to learn more about Irish words, as well as some phrases and useful tips about the Irish language, then why not subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit the bell notification where you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. So back to this video then. The Irish for niece is neocht and the Irish for nephew is nia. And when I was younger I used to get sort of confused between these two, so the easiest way to remember it is nia is nephew, and it has 3 letters, just like a boy has 3 letters as well. I never had any trouble remembering the words nia and neocht. It was just trying to differentiate the sex. So if we count the number of letters, that solves that one there. Nia or mo nia is my nephew. Our next word is couple. Couple is the Irish for horse. And this should be easy to remember because of the clip-clop sounds that a horse's hooves makes when it's strutting along or trotting along. Couple. Bhuin couple on horseback. Bhuin couple. Our next Irish word is pork. Pork is easy to remember because it sounds, the English version sounds like a park. And park means a field. So I never had any trouble remembering this because I was able to compare a field to an actual park itself, because park sounds very like park in English. Park fell, a football field. Park fell. Our next word is bug. Bug is the Irish for soft, and I always found this very convenient because I just kept thinking of a bog where you would find very soft ground and turf cutting and the like would go on there. So I always associated bug with the English word bog, where turf cutting takes place. Bhí sé bug faoi do lámh. It was soft to touch. Bhí sé bug faoi do lámh. Our next Irish word is maga. This means to mock somebody, to make fun of somebody. And I always found this easy enough to remember because it sounded very similar to the English verb mocking as well. Bhí sé ag maga fuhi. He was mocking her. Bhí sé ag maga fuhi. Our next word then is blasta. Blasta is the Irish word for delicious. Blasta. Tá an bia úntach blasta. The food is delicious. This is easy to remember because it's almost like you're saying in English, it's a blast, or I had a blast in the restaurant. And I always found that relatively easy to remember. Blasta for delicious. Our next word then is the Irish word for Wales, which is an bhreatain bheag. An bhreatain bheag. This literally means Little Britain. An bhreatain mhór is Great Britain. An bhreatain mhór. So I always found this slightly peculiar, slightly funny, maybe even slightly condescending to the Welsh nation as well. But that's just the way it is. Little Britain. An bhreatain bheag, Wales. Our next Irish word, or verb even, is deal. Deal is the Irish to sell, and I always found this very easy to remember because when you sell something to somebody, it's like you're making a deal with them. As in, when I say that, I mean making a deal, D-E-A-L, the English word. So this was always a great one that I could easily remember. Deal, to sell. Mar hampla, tá sé ag deal go maith. It's selling well. Tá sé ag deal go maith. Our next Irish word is the Irish word for table, which is board. Board. And this is a great word, easy to remember again, because tables are very often made out of boards anyway, especially a timber table anyway. So I always found this convenient in the context of the way it's phrased, board for table. So for example, tá do dhinnéir ar an mbord. Your dinner is on the table. Tá do dhinnéir ar an mbord. Our next one then is the Irish forgave. Hug is the Irish forgave, and it's the past tense of the Irish verb tuair, to give. So for example, hug sé means he gave. And I always found this really easy to remember, in spite of the fact that there's a couple of similar four-letter verbs in Irish beginning with the letter T, like hug and hug, but we can get onto those in another video. But anyway, I always found this easy to remember because you would always give somebody a hug. So I gave somebody a hug. And that's the way I always remembered it. So for example, hug sé baróg mhór de. He gave her a big hug. Hug sé baróg mhór de. You can actually see the word hug, H-U-G, the last three letters there, in the past tense of that Irish verb, tuair, to give. So hug sé, he gave. Easy to remember if you associate it with giving somebody a hug. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to let me know in the comment section some Irish words that you find easy to remember. Just let me know down below. I'd be delighted to hear. Thanks a million, and I'll talk to you soon. Slán go fóill.